Daenerys Stormborn, of House Targaryen, of the blood of old Valyria, I am the dragon's daughter.
In this video, I'll discuss every news we have on the House of Dragons so far, like who will be the showrunners, when will it be released, etc. So stay tuned for that. Hello everyone, welcome to Ultimate Book Maniacs, the one-stop for book and TV series reviews.
Brothers fought brothers, dragons fought dragons. By the time it was over, thousands were dead.
Whether you loved Game of Thrones Season 8 or hated it, I think there is one thing we can all agree on. That is, we all miss Game of Thrones. Back in November, the heartbreaking news came out that Blood Moon, which was a Game of Thrones prequel series, has been cancelled. But good news followed soon after that. Another Game of Thrones prequel, House of the Dragons, was given a straight-to-series order. For more details on that, you can check out my Game of Thrones prequel timeline and updates part 3 video. I'll post the link in the description below. Anyway, let's move on to the 10 things we know about House of the Dragon so far. I'll start with the oldest news and we'll move on to the latest ones. First, it will be co-created by Ryan Condal and George R.R. Martin. Ryan Condal was the co-creator and showrunner of Colony, which was one of my favorite shows by the way. So I believe House of the Dragons is in good hands. Second, Miguel Sapochnik, aka the director from the episodes like Hard Home, Battle of the Bastards, The Winds of Winter, and The Long Night, etc. And Ryan Condal will partner as showrunners and will also serve as executive producers along with George R.R. Martin and Vince Geraghis. Third, just like Game of Thrones, the first season of House of the Dragon will also have 10 episodes. Miguel Sapochnik will direct the pilot and additional episodes, and these episodes will be written by Ryan Condal. Fourth, just like Game of Thrones released each season in April, House of the Dragon Season 1 will also be released in April of 2022. Casey Bloys, the HBO's president of programming, told this to Deadline. Fifth, according to a site called Recapped, House of the Dragon is scheduled to start filming in the UK and Spain in the early months of 2021. Sixth, George R.R. Martin said this about House of the Dragon in his Nota blog. While nothing is being filmed right now, development is continuing apace since writers can still write at home. The only thing I'm writing myself is The Winds of Winter, as I have said many times. But with my producer's hat on, I'm still involved in a number of exciting new shows for HBO and a few film projects as well. When and if any of these make it to the screen, well, that's always the question. But I do know that Ryan Condal and his team are roaring ahead on the scripts for House of the Dragon, and that one has a full season's order from HBO. As for the other stuff I may or may not be involved in, I could tell you, but then I would have to kill you all. Be alert, don't go near any weddings where George R.R. Martin might show up. He seems to be in a killing mood again. Seventh, earlier, back when the news came out, the description of House of the Dragons was very vague. It basically said something like, based on George R.R. Martin's Fire and Blood, the series, which is set 300 years before the events of the Game of Thrones, tells the story of House Targaryen. So we knew it was going to be a House Targaryen storyline, but what we didn't know was which time period they were going to show, which brings us to our 8th point. According to the rumors, House of the Dragon will be centered around Dance of the Dragons, which was the devastating Targaryen civil war set hundreds of years before the events of Game of Thrones.
The Dance of Dragons.
It's the story of the fight between Rhaenyra Targaryen and her half-brother Aegon for control of the Seven Kingdoms.
It is said that the Dance of the Dragons was the beginning of the end for House Targaryen.
And it was a disaster for the Targaryens as well. They never truly recovered.
9th, according to the site Recapped, HBO is looking for 2 female leads for House of the Dragon. The first is Rhaenyra Targaryen, also known as the Realm's Delight, who was named heir to the throne by her father, King Viserys I. She was one of the main contenders for the Iron Throne in the Dance of Dragons, alongside her half-brother, Aegon II.
Rhaenyra Targaryen was murdered by her brother, or rather, his dragon. It ate her while her son watched. What's left of her is buried in the crypts right down there.
According to Recapped, HBO is looking for someone in their late 20s for the role. The second female lead is Alicent Hightower, who was the mother of Aegon II and stepmother of Rhaenyra Targaryen. She plotted and crowned Aegon II after Viserys' death, which started Dance of the Dragons. The role is described as requiring an actress who is slightly older than Rhaenyra. And the last, according to Redanian intelligence, the financial controller William O'Toole, who has previously worked on the Game of Thrones prequel Blood Moon, has added another project among his work. This new project's name is Untitled Game of Thrones Prequel, Red Gun HBO. Do you also think what we are all thinking? Is the Red Gun a codename for House of the Dragons? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. So that's everything we know so far about House of the Dragon.
If you'd had to choose between Rhaenyra and Aegon, who would you have chosen?
Since many show fans don't know much about the Targaryen history, I was thinking of making a video series, each focused on one Targaryen from the Dance of Dragons, like their background story, etc. Would you be interested in those videos? If the answer is yes, tell me in the comments below. So, who are you looking forward to see the most in House of the Dragons? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you like this video, please click on the like button below, share the video and subscribe to my channel. Have a great day. Bye bye. See you in my next video.
What's this one now?
The Dance of Dragons. A true telling.
Well, that sounds like a proper story.
So Byron Swan wanted to kill the dragon Vega.